What's up guys, Piotr here, Actionary Central, and welcome to the video. So like 2 weeks ago I went to practice and guess what? 2 out of my 3 mags started to leak, just right at the beginning. So obviously I had to take care of that, and this gave me an idea for a video which you're watching right now. I'm gonna call it like action workshop or something like that. And I'm gonna show you how I go about fixing the leaks in the mags. I'm just gonna roll out the gear and show you what is done. I actually already recorded the actual process of doing the mag, so I can tell you that you can be on the lookout for a mistake I made during the video. So if you find it, tell me in the comments if you notice it. I fixed it already, but it's nothing major. Yeah, fun to maybe have some laughs at me. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay guys, so I got 2 leaking mags over here. So first things first, let's just check that they're indeed leaking. And yeah, you're probably hearing this. They're definitely leaking. Oh, this one is pretty bad. So first of all, you want to identify where the leak is coming from. In this case, it's coming from this valve, the intake one, but you might sometimes get a leak from this one. So I'm just going to show you real quick how I'm going to deal with this guy over here. This is actually the first time it has happened in a while. I usually leave gas in my mags. That's the recommended state that you should be storing your mags in, so that you have some gas inside. It just makes the lifespan of your O-ring all that better. So what you're gonna need is definitely some kind of screwdriver. Well, ideally you would have this valve key. I'm gonna show it up on the screen. It has 3 different sort of screwdrivers, you can say. One that fits in the intake valves, one that fits different types of the outtake valves. But in my case, I don't have one, so I'm just going to use a flathead. But first off, we need to take the base plate off. So in this case, I just have to push it out. Now this blocking pin pops up, so I'm just gonna depress it with my Allen key over here, and it's not so easy. Takes a bit of effort. It's stuck there good. Doesn't want to come off. Sometimes you just gotta use the edge of your table. Oh, it is really stuck there. Hold on. There we go. Whew, damn. So okay. So now what you see here is, here you have your follower spring, and you got the intake valve, and you got this screw over here, the Phillips one. So what we're gonna do now is actually we will be I'm gonna unscrew this one first. Just checking, not the wrong one. Yeah, this one should be good. Yeah, that was the last of the gas. Okay, while you unscrew this one, you want to press your finger here so that this just doesn't fall out immediately. It's gonna take a bit. This is a long one. Basically, you just want to disassemble the mag and assess the state of the O-ring. Or actually, the first step would actually be to gently turn this valve in and see if that will help, because sometimes it's just enough that you press it. Oh, see, now it just pops out like this. So sometimes it's just enough to just press, kind of turn this and try to screw it down just ever so gently, so that you don't bust this mini thread over here. And sometimes that just helps, but if it's not good enough, then you have to disassemble the whole thing and just see what's going on here. So this is basically what the mag looks like. Now you want to inspect the seal. In my case, since we got this sucker open, I'm just gonna look closely how this rubber O-ring is looking like, if it's busted or not. But it looks fine to me. So now we're just going to now undo this intake valve and check the O-ring on that one. So let's do that. See, you don't really need that valve key, but it makes your life a whole lot simpler. As you can see, this flathead is fitting just in like so. And yeah, it's in good condition. I can unscrew it. Probably just, yeah, it's falling out. Okay, so now to inspect the O-ring. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see it, if it will focus. I'm shooting this on my phone, so sorry for the quality. The close-ups aren't that great. But looking at the O-ring, maybe I'll try to... No, I'm not going to remove it because it actually looks to be fine. It does seem to be kind of dry. So now this is where we're going to go into the next step. If you see that the O-ring is busted, like it has some wear and tear on it, then this will be your number one reason why your mag is leaking. But in this case, the O-ring is fine, so we're just going to lube it up. But if for some reason it's busted, then you will probably need to get like a pack of these. This is it has five of these O-rings inside. These are really cheap. They're like, I don't know, $5 or something on Alpha Airsoft. So it's probably good to have a pack on hand in case you get a leak like this one. So since like you're seeing, we're not having busted O-rings or anything. It's probably just a matter of lubing it up and screwing it down tightly. I'm going to do just that. And for this, I'm going to use this silicone oil that I have. This one is a bit different than the ones that you can spray on because it is, it's a bit more thick. I mean, it's not like super thick, but it's also, you kind of apply it different way. You just, I'm just gonna kind of drip my finger in it and just lube this on so that it is nice and lubed. And this should be good enough. We're also gonna lube this seal right here. Now, normally, if you use green gas, and not like just pure propane, the green gas itself will have a bit of silicone in it. So normally when you fill your mag up, it will lube it a bit, but every now and then it will not be enough, and you might have to do this procedure that I'm doing right now to make it work. So honestly, this is it. Now we're just going to assemble it back together. Like I said, if we had these O-rings or seals busted, then we would have to exchange them. But for now, this should be good. So let's put it back together. See, it's a bit fiddly to do it like with just a normal flathead. That's why it's a nice quality of life kind of thing to have a dedicated valve key, especially since now I kind of have to judge if I have screwed it down enough. And it's not, you know, if it's not like, if the screwdriver doesn't have a very snug fit, it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm just kind of risking busting the threads, but well, I gotta make do, so to speak. So I know it's not super tight, we'll check it later. And now, yeah, you can see the follower wants to go out, so you definitely want to install your spring back. You need to also make sure that the spring actually goes in here. So do it like so. So you make sure that this spring actually gets right up in this guy. And this way you can see that this now has action. Yep, it's lined up. We are good. Now we're just gonna make sure it's tight, but don't overdo it, or you're gonna bust the threads like I just did a little bit. Let's just fill it in. I think I will probably have to screw down the valve a little bit more. I felt it like wasn't good enough, so let's just do it quickly. It's a bit hard for me to see with the setup I got. Okay, I think it's as much as it will go. Now this is gonna hiss a bit. Oh, and now I can hear that it's still leaking from somewhere. That's not great. Let's see. Oh, I can feel it coming out from over here. Okay, this is strange. So it's not like from the valve. No, definitely not from the valve. Okay. So actually maybe I haven't screwed down this part perfectly. I'm just really forcing it right now. Still going ever so slightly. Okay. Whoa. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I think that has done the trick, actually. Because it is no longer leaking. See, so that's kind of weird, but it seems that, well, first of all, the screw wasn't tight enough. So when I tightened it down, it made the difference. And then I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, because this is a bit of a surprise. But I don't really do this mag repair that often, so I don't really know everything about it. But there isn't really. It's not like like you saw. It's not super complicated. You gotta fiddle around with these parts, and sometimes it will just work, and sometimes you're gonna have a bad time. In this case, it seems that for some reason this part, when it was depressed, I don't know, it was maybe like leaving some. No, I don't think that. It shouldn't. It's not like it's connected with the chamber, so that's super weird. Maybe if I put more gas in it, it kind of just like reached some kind of a pressure inside that made the seals actually compress and do their job properly. So that's might be the reason. Not sure really, but all the more reason to keep gas in your mags, because they will obviously self-seal. Yeah, so that was like full science, right? Sorry that I don't have all the answers, but at least my main goal was to show you the process and how to disassemble this, and just what to look out for. when you have a leak, and what you can do about it potentially. Okay, so that's it. Rather painless, though I did have some trouble with the base plate. As you can see, you can do it at home really easily. Just a couple of tips maybe at the end. You want to keep some gas in your mags when you're not playing, when you're just storing them away. This will mean that the O-rings will get a better lifespan, and they will not dry out, and they will keep their kind of form inside the mag. I think in my case, I might have had too big of a break between my sessions, but I always keep gas in those mags. So I'm kind of surprised that this happened, but it happens. Got to deal with it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful, and if you did, leave a thumbs up, maybe subscribe. All right, see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.